thank you very much. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show that puts obscure knowledge to the test. Let's meet today's players. Now, first up, we welcome Louise and Karen. Now, how do you two know each other?
Mother and daughter.
Mother and daughter. Where are you from, Louise?
Cramlington, which is in Newcastle.
What do you like to get up to in your spare time, Karen?
We go to a spiritualist church.
Do you know? What happens at a spiritualist church?
We go to an open circle. There's 2 or 3 meetings a week. And we sit around and we tune in, go into a trance-type state, and then we see if we can get any messages from the other side.
Are you hoping maybe you might get some messages while
I'm hoping I get lots of words
here.
In my ear.
Yeah, I get lots in my ear, certainly. OK, well, very warm welcome to you, Louise and Karen. Great to have you on the show. And next, we welcome back Dave and Steve. This is your second appearance on Pointless. Everyone gets 2 chances, of course, to reach the Pointless final. This is your second chance. Now, Dave, remind us how you know each other.
We work together for the Royal Mile in Kidderminster.
In Kidderminster in Worcestershire. And Steve, you're neighbours as well.
We are. We live 2 doors away from each other.
Do you spend all your time together, then?
No, I wouldn't say that, no.
Steve, what are your hopes for today?
Hopefully something on football comes up, or music.
Anything else, Dave, you'd like to see come up today?
I love all sport. I mean, bit of darts.
Bit of darts?
I played to a terrible standard, but...
Richard's very big on his darts, aren't you?
Yeah, I like some darts, yeah.
If you fancy a game any time, Richard, you know...
Now?
Yeah.
Would that be all right? You can hold the fort.
Listen, if you two want to just go off and have a quick game, we can...
Could you put that up to 180?
Anyway, warm welcome back to the show, Dave and Steve. And next we welcome back Heather and Graham, who were also on the show last time. Heather, remind us how you know each other.
We're married.
And Graham, what happened last time?
Well, there wasn't such a thing as television when the actual kids were young, and it was children's TV programmes.
Yes, it was.
So I didn't have a clue.
Tough category for you,
Yes,
that one.
it was.
Yes, that was really tough. Anyway, that was last time. Today's a new day. What do you hope is going to come up today, Graham?
Sport, very good at sport.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah.
Heather, anything you particularly like to see come up?
I like geography because we like to travel and we've been lots of places around the world, so that would be nice.
That'd be good.
And cookery.
Well, very, very best of luck to you, Heather Graham. Let's hope we see you go a bit further than you did last time.
Thank you very
It's great
much.
to have you back on the show. And finally, we've got Claire and Rich. Now, how do you two know each other?
We're engaged at the
Well,
moment.
congratulations.
Thank
That's,
you.
Thank you very much.
We've had a few engaged couples on the show. Richard and I are now licensed, of course, to conduct weddings, so and civil ceremonies.
Are you free September next year?
We're free right now.
Right.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Seize the
Not
day.
without the dress.
No, we both got dresses, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine then.
Claire, what do you hope is going to come up today?
I would love anything on reality TV, so The Only Way is
Okay.
Essex, Made in Chelsea, The Apprentice.
Very good. Rich, what would you like to see come up?
Sport, really. Football, cricket, anything like that. I don't mind geography as well.
Very warm welcome to the show, Claire and Rich. Lovely to have you here. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as it goes along. There's only one person left for me to introduce, a man so obscure that the Higgs boson is looking for him. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
And to you, sir.
Are you well?
Yeah, very well.
Excellent. Lots of people have asked for sport today, haven't they? In fact, even more specifically, football. But we haven't had a sports question for ages, is the
No.
truth. It's been even longer since we've had a football question.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
OK. Well, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. In order to get to the final round and be in with a chance of winning our jackpot, our contestants need to find the obscure answers those 100 people couldn't get. So basically, the fewer of the 100 people who knew the answer, the fewer points you'll all score. Now, what everyone's trying to do, of course, is to find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people knew. And each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £8,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, in this first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever pair has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. Now, in this round, we're going to show you a list of things which have a common connection, and all we want you to do is to find the most obscure answer that you possibly can. OK, our category for round one is... It's football. What about that? Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our round one question concerns England football team captains. England football team captains. Richard.
Yeah, this is one of my slightly new round ones. Do you remember we did one the other day?
Yeah.
Just a slightly different way of doing it. Where ordinarily I might say, tell us a professional team David Beckham has played for. In this one, I'm going to give you a list of 6 different England football team captains. You just have to tell us any club that any of them have played for, please. So any league club that any of these England team captains have played for during their professional career. Very, very best of luck.
Yes, indeed. Now then, Louise and Karen, you all drew lots before the show, and today you are going to go first. Now, as Richard has just mentioned, we're going to put up 6 England football team captains. And here they are. We have got Alan Shearer, Bobby Moore, Brian Robson, David Beckham, John Terry, Kevin Keegan. I'll read them all one last time. Alan Shearer, Bobby Moore, Brian Robson, David Beckham, John Terry and Kevin Keegan. And what you have to do is name any football team they have played for. And obviously you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Louise.
Football. Being from Newcastle, I'm going to say Alan Shearer.
You're going to say Alan Shearer, Newcastle. OK, Newcastle for Alan Shearer. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. 72. 72 for Newcastle.
Yeah, it's a big score, but it's damage limitation. You're absolutely right. Alan Shearer played for Newcastle, and also Kevin Keegan played for Newcastle as well.
So Newcastle is now out as a...
Out of the game.
Of the game.
Newcastle no longer exists.
No longer exists. See what you've done? OK, Dave. We're looking for any club that any of these England captains have played for.
OK. I'm going to go for Brian Robson, West Bromwich Albion.
West Bromwich Albion. Brian Robson. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Very well done. 11. 11 for West Brom.
Well played, Dave. You played for West Brom in that great team between 74 and 81, Brian Robson.
Thanks, Richard. Now then, Graham. This is more like it, isn't it, Graham?
Yes, yeah, much more.
There we are.
I think I know several of them. I think Bobby Moore might be good, West Ham United.
West Ham, Bobby Moore. Is it right? How many people said it? Absolutely right. 31. 31 for West Ham for Bobby Moore.
Yes, made over 500 appearances for West Ham between 1958 and 1974.
Thanks, Richard. Now then, Claire. So we're looking for any club teams that these England captains have played for.
I'm going to go then for David Beckham, Real Madrid.
Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Real Madrid. 21, Claire. Very well done. Real Madrid.
Well played, Claire. You played for Real Madrid between 2003 and 2007.
So then, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Dave and Steve looking very strong indeed. Lovely low score of 11 there. Then up to 21, where we find Claire and Rich. Graham and Heather on 31, and then up to 72. Karen, we're going to need a nice low score from you in the next pass to keep you in the game. Best of luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? So we're looking for any club team that these England captains have played for. Now then, Rich, you're on 21. The high scorers are Karen and Louise on 72. If you can score 50 or less, you are through to the next round for sure.
I'm going to follow Claire's lead and go with David Beckham. And I think he had a spell on loan at Preston, North End.
Sounds like a very good answer. There is your red line. If you get below that, you are definitely through to the next round. Is it right, Preston North End? And if it is, how many people said it? Yep, you're through. Very, very well said, Rich. Best score of the round so far, 5, takes your total up to 26.
Well played, Rich. Yeah, another one of David Beckham's teams. 5 points and only played 5 games for Preston North End, went out on loan.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Heather. The high scorers are still Karen and Louise on 72. You're on 31. If you can score 40 or less, you are in the next round.
I know David Beckham went to play in America. I think it was Galaxy.
OK, Galaxy. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Galaxy. Absolutely right. And you are through. Very well done indeed, Heather. Well done. 25. A good answer. Takes your total up to 56.
Yeah, Beckham's popular this round, isn't he?
Isn't he?
Joined the LA Galaxy in 2007. He sort of comes back and forth.
Thanks, Richard. Now then, Steve. Steve, you are on 11. The high scorers are still Karen and Louise on 72. To stay in the game, you want to be scoring less than 60. So we're looking for any club teams that these England captains have played for.
I'm going to go for Scunthorpe United. I think that was Kevin Keegan's first club.
Scunthorpe United, says Steve. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Absolutely right. And you are through. Very well done. Can you get lower than Rich and Claire, I wonder? 6. Yes, you can. Very well done indeed. 6. Steve takes your total up to 17, the lowest total of the round.
Yeah, well played, Steve. Very good answer, as you say. Kevin Keegan started at Scunthorpe.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Karen, I have sorry news.
I know.
You are the high scorers even before your answer. Alan Shearer. How could he do that to a northeasterner?
Do that to us?
But maybe you can find a brilliant low score.
No. Not a good subject for me.
OK.
I can pick 2, that's it. And they're going to be
OK.
probably more than 72. So I'll say John Terry, Chelsea. That's it.
John Terry, Chelsea, says Karen. Let's see what John Terry, Chelsea scores. 58. 58 takes your total up to 130, Karen. Richard.
Yeah, 2 correct answers. I mean, high scores, but they're right answers. Been there since 1998, John Terry, over 500 appearances. There's 5 pointless answers, but we've already heard some of the lower ones as well, though. Other low scorers, Hamburg, where Keegan played, would have scored you 7. Fulham, where Bobby Moore played, would have scored you 7. Middlesbrough, Brian Robson, that would have scored you 6. And AC Milan for David Beckham, that would have scored you 5 points. But let's take a look at the pointless answers. Blacktown City in Australia, Keegan played there very, very briefly. Herning Freemad, Bobby Moore played there in the Danish league, again briefly. Nottingham Forest is a terrific pointless answer if you got that. John Terry made 6 appearances for Nottingham Forest on loan in 2000. Very well done if you said that. San Antonio Thunder and Seattle Sounders, both US teams who Bobby Moore played for. So very well done if you got any of those pointless answers.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say it's you, Karen and Louise. As Richard said, 2 correct answers there. But it wasn't really your category, was it?
No, not at all.
Oh, dear. But we will look forward to seeing you again next time, Karen and Louise. Meanwhile, thanks so much for playing.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. And so we become 3 pairs. And at the end of this round, we become 2 pairs for our head-to-head. So one of the pairs in front of me now will be leaving us. Very exciting round, that one. Claire and Rich, as the newcomers, how are you feeling?
Relieved.
Nervous still.
Yeah, great performance there. Rich, I've got to commend you on your beachwear.
Thank you very much.
It's good. I like that. I know, it just brings a sort of atmosphere.
A lot of people think they need to dress up to come on TV.
All Claire's influence.
I don't pick that. Don't blame me for that.
Not even married yet. That's brilliant. Anyway, very, very best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is people. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, our question concerns famous Russians. Richard.
On each pass, we're going to give you clues to the identities of 6 famous people born in Russia or the USSR. If you give us a nice obscure answer to one of those clues, you'll score fewer points. Give us a wrong answer, that'll be 100 points. It's going to be 12 clues in all, 12 famous Russians to guess at home.
OK, thanks very much. So we are looking for the famous Russians described here, and we have got... Bought Chelsea FC in 2003. Became ladies' singles champion at Wimbledon in 2004. Physiologist famed for dog experiments. Pioneer of abstract art, born in 1866. Masterminded the October Revolution. Wrote the ballet Swan Lake. I'll read those all one last time. Bought Chelsea FC in 2003, became ladies' singles champion at Wimbledon in 2004. Physiologist famed for dog experiments, pioneer of abstract art, born 1866. Masterminded the October Revolution and wrote the ballet Swan Lake. There we are. 6 famous Russians. Dave, what do you make of them?
Not good. But I know bought Chelsea FC in 2003, Roman Abramovich.
Roman Abramovich, who bought Chelsea FC in 2003. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. $39.
Surprising.
39 for Roman Abramovich. That's a lot lower than I was expecting, actually.
Yeah, it is quite low, isn't it, actually? In 2010, he bought the world's most expensive yacht. $250 million he spent on a yacht. It's got a disco in it, it's got a cinema, it's got a choice of helipads. How many helipads has your yacht got?
3. Now then, Graham, famous Russians.
I knew the first one. That was the only one I knew for sure. But I'll have a punt at Navratilova.
Navratilova?
Yeah, the latest singles champion.
OK, you're going to say Navratilova for the ladies' single champion in 2004 at Wimbledon. Let's see if Navratilova is correct, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Bad luck, Graham. Afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry, Graham.
Yeah, sorry, Graham, and after her time for singles as well, and she was born in Czechoslovakia. But I'll give the correct answer at the end of the round.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Now then, Claire, you're the last person to have this board, so you can talk us through it if you like.
Well, I can't. The October Revolution, Stalin, and wrote the ballet Swan Lake. I'm going to have a go for that. I'm going to go for Tchaikovsky. Is that how you say it?
Tchaikovsky, you're going to say it as the composer of Swan Lake. Let's see if that's
Yeah.
right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Tchaikovsky. Absolutely right. Very well done. Best score of the round so far, Claire. 30.
Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
Absolutely right. Well, I was about to ask you his first name, actually, 'cause Tchaikovsky is the most famous of the Russian composers, I would say. But the first name, less well known. Let's fill in the rest of the board. You'll be all right at some of these. Masterminded the October Revolution.
Lenin.
Lenin, absolutely right. Of course, that would have scored you 29. Let's take a look at that ladies' singles champion, Graham. It wasn't Martina Navratilova. It was...
Sharapova.
Maria Sharapova.
You're saying let's take a look at her? Have you got a pic?
The physiologist famed for dog experiments.
Pavlov.
Yeah, Pavlov's dogs, of course. Ivan Pavlov would have scored 18. And do you know the pioneer of abstract art?
Kandinsky.
Yeah, Vasily Kandinsky, absolutely right. Best answer on the board as well, would have scored 2 points. Well done if you got all of those.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. OK, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores. 30 for Claire and Rich. Good score there, nice low score. Snapping at your heels are Dave and Steve on 39, and then up to 100, I'm afraid, where we find Graham and Heather. So, Heather, we need some good answering from you on the next pass. We've got to hope that's enough to keep you in the round. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more famous Russians on the board, and here we have got... Wrote Dr. Zhivago, Nobel Prize winner who worked with Rutherford, leader credited as the architect of Glasnost, wrote the symphony known as the Leningrad, wrote Anna Karenina and The Mad Monk. I'll read those all one more time. Wrote Dr. Zhivago, Nobel Prize winner who worked with Rutherford, the leader credited as the architect of Glasnost, wrote the symphony known as the Leningrad, wrote Anna Karenina and The Mad Monk. There we are, 6 famous Russians. Rich, the high scorers are Heather and Graham on 100. You're on 30. A score of 69 or less will see you through to the next round.
Russians aren't my best subject, but I'm going to go with the leader credited as the architect as Stalin.
Stalin, the architect of Glasnost. Says Rich, there is your red line. Below that red line, you are through to the next round for sure. Let's see if Stalin's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Ooh, bad luck, Rich. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry, that takes your total up to 130. Heather, we come to you. The high scorers are now Rich and Claire. They've thrown you a lifeline there.
Not really.
They're on 130. If you can score 29 or less, Heather, you're through to the next round. So we're looking for these famous Russians.
The only Russian I know is Tolstoy. Was he the mad monk? I'll go for that.
The mad monk?
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy, says Heather. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said that. Tolstoy. Oh, bad luck. I'm afraid another incorrect answer, Heather. You have now joined the 200 club.
Why?
Now then, Steve, great news. You are through to the next round anyway. Better still, you can tidy up the board for us.
There's only one there I could even hazard a guess at, and that's the Mad Monk, and I'm going to say Rasputin.
Rasputin, says Steve. There's no red line for you. You're already through. Let's see if Rasputin is indeed the Mad Monk, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Absolutely right. 32 for the Mad Monk, being Rasputin. Takes your total up to 71.
Yeah, very well played, Steve. Good answer. It says there his name is Grigory Rasputin, but he was actually born Rara Rasputin. That was his birth name. Have you ever listened to the lyrics of Rara Rasputin by Boney M?
Lover of the Russian Queen is the only bit I know.
There are some absolute crackers. One bit of it goes, most people look at him with terror and fear, but to Moscow chicks, he was such a lovely dear.
Such a lovely dear.
Yeah. So, Heather, the only Russian you know is?
Tolstoy.
Leo Tolstoy. He's up there.
Oh.
I promise you that. Do you want to have another go at which one of those you might be?
No.
Tolstoy wrote Anna Karenina.
Did he?
Yeah, would have scored you 34 points.
Oh.
So actually would have still seen you knocked out, so you'd have been on 134.
That's all right.
And the leader credited as the architect of Glasnost?
Gorbachev.
Mikhail Gorbachev. Absolutely right. 12 points that would have scored you. Wrote Dr. Zhivago?
Pasternak.
Yeah, Boris Pasternak, very well done. Would have scored 8 points. Wrote the symphony known as the Leningrad.
Dmitri Shostakovich.
I'll give you that, yeah, Shostakovich. Would have scored 1. Now, the other one is a pointless answer. The Nobel Prize winner who worked with Rutherford. I'm assuming you don't know that one.
I don't know this
That's a tough one. Very well done, anyone who said Peter Kapitsa. Peter Kapitsa.
Oh, I could do with a Peter Kapitsa now.
Oh, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Oh.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Shall we? We'll have a game of darts, get a Peter Kapitsa on the way home. Oh, lovely.
Well, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of that round, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say, it's Heather and Graham. 200 club.
Oh, that's an honour.
Well, it is an honour. It is a great honour. I'm afraid this is where we say goodbye, Heather and Graham. It's been lovely having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing.
Thank you.
But for the remaining two pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Many congratulations, Dave and Steve, Claire and Rich. You are now only one round away from the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £8,000. OK, you're now going to go head-to-head, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. The great news is you are now allowed to confer. So then, Dave and Steve, you were in the head-to-head last time. Here you are in the head-to-head once again. How are you feeling?
Apprehensive.
Well, you played very well. Claire and Rich, straight through to the head-to-head. You feeling prepared for this?
As long as there's no more Russians, yeah.
Well, I mean, now you can confer, you see, or you can each bring different...
share my knowledge with
There
Rich.
you are. There you are. So I would say a very open field. Very best of luck to both of you. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns musical productions.
Yeah, we're going to show you 5 photographs taken from major stage musicals. You just have to tell us what the musical is, please, and try and pick the most obscure.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. OK, let's reveal our 5 photos from musicals, and we have got A, B, C, D, and E. OK, there we are. 5 musicals. Now, Dave and Steve, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
There's 2 or 3 we think we know, but I think we're going to go for C, Carousel.
C, Carousel, say Dave and Steve. Claire and Rich.
The A's would be Singing
in the Rain.
B, we think it's Mamma Mia. D, we're thinking it's My Fair Lady. Let's go for Mamma Mia. We'll go with B, Mamma Mia.
OK, you can say B, Mamma Mia. B, Mamma Mia. So Dave and Steve have said that C was Carousel. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Carousel for C. Absolutely right. '23 for Carousel. So Claire and Rich, you have said that B is Mamma Mia. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said B was Mamma Mia. Absolutely right. 30. Which means, after one question, Steve and Dave, you're up 1-0. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Steve and David. Now, you did know a couple of others there, Claire and Rich. I wonder if you should have gone with one of those. Let's take a look. You knew that A was Singing in the Rain, but that would have scored you 75 points. You knew that D was My Fair Lady, and you should have gone with it. Would have scored you 11 points. Tough luck. And E is the best answer on the board. It's Phantom of the Opera. Would have scored 2 points. So well done. Did you know that one as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Bad luck. You did know it?
Yeah, I went to see it 3 months ago.
Well, we've all learnt something, haven't we?
Yes.
Here comes your second question. Claire and Rich, you have to win this question to stay in the game, remember. Our second question concerns Crufts champion breeds. Crufts champion breeds, Richard.
We're going to give you the names now of 5 breeds that have been Crufts Supreme Champions since 1980, but we're leaving out alternate letters from their names. Can you identify these breeds?
OK, thanks, Richard. Let's reveal our 5 breeds with alternate letters omitted. And we have got W blank I blank P blank T, L blank A blank A blank S blank, G blank A blank T, S blank H blank A blank Z blank R, blank R blank S blank, blank E blank T blank R, T blank Y, blank O, blank D, blank E. I'll read those again without saying blank. WIPT, LAAAS, GATSHAZR, RSETR, and TYODE. There we are. 5 breeds of dog. Claire and Rich, you go first this time.
We don't know many, so we're going to go with Toy Poodle.
Toy Poodle at the bottom. Toy Poodle. Now then, Dave and Steve, this is your chance. Claire and Rich have gone for Toy Poodle. If you can win this question, you go straight through to the final.
Yeah, we'll go with the third one. Giant
Schnauzer.
Schnauzer. It's...
How you spell it? If you spell it, that would be...
SCHNA...
R-E-Z-E-R.
OK, Schnauzer.
Yeah.
Schnauzer. Claire and Rich, you have gone with Toy Poodle. You have to win this question, remember, to stay in the game. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Toy Poodle. It's absolutely right. Not bad. Dave and Steve have gone with Giant Schnauzer. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Giant Schnauzer. If it's right, 24 is what you have to beat. Bad luck, Dave and Steve. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means, Claire and Rich, you did what you had to do. You're back in the game. After 2 questions, it's 1-all, Richard.
Yeah, sorry, guys, just 1 letter out. It's Giant Schnauzer. Got a U there instead of an R. Giant Schnauzer. Would have scored you 2 points there, Giant Schnauzer, as well. Would have seen you into the final. You used to go out with a girl with a Giant Schnauzer.
Did you?
It's fill in the rest of the board. The top one there is a Whippet. That would have scored 63. The second one then is Lhasa Apso.
Yes. I mean, I would say yes.
Would have scored you 9. And this other one, it will cause some people some problems, but it's a very well-known dog. 14 points for Irish Setter.
There you go.
Irish Setter. Very well done if you got all 5 of those.
Very well done. Yes, here comes your third question. This is the decider. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot of £8,000. It concerns, this third question, Gordon Brown. OK, Gordon Brown. Richard.
Yes, your fate is in the hands of Gordon Brown. It's just like the old days, isn't it? We're going to show you 5 clues to facts about Gordon Brown. Can you give us the answer to the most obscure? Good luck, both teams.
OK, here are 5 facts about Gordon Brown. And we have got lost sight in one eye after an accident playing this sport, first name that he does not use, person he replaced as Prime Minister, number of years he served as Chancellor, and his wife's first name. I'll read those all again. He lost the sight in one eye after an accident playing this sport, first name that he does not use, the person he replaced as Prime Minister, the number of years he served as Chancellor, and his wife's first name. There we are. 5 clues to facts about Gordon Brown. Dave and Steve, you get to go first.
I think I know his wife's first name. I also know who he replaced as Prime Minister. Should we go with his wife's first name?
You go with that then.
OK, I think his wife's first name is Sarah.
Sarah. You're going to say Sarah. Claire and Rich, you can talk us through the rest of the board if you like.
I wish I could. I do. See, I do like Gordon Brown, but I know he lost the sight in his eye playing rugby. He obviously replaced Tony Blair. I don't know how many years he was Chancellor. Do you? I think it was the whole time Labour was in before he took over,
yeah.
And so Labour
97
to 2000 and was it 9 or was it 8?
I think it would be 11 years.
It's whatever you think. It's up to you.
I think they would,
Do you think that will score lower than the nice name?
Yeah.
Should we go for rugby?
Yeah, rugby.
Rugby.
OK, you're going to say rugby?
Yes.
A rugby accident in which he lost the sight in his eye. OK, Dave and Steve, you have gone for Sarah, the name of his wife. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Sarah. Absolutely right. 36. 36 for Sarah. Claire and Rich, you have said it was a rugby accident in which he lost the sight in his eye. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. This is going to decide who stays and plays for that jackpot. Very, very best of luck. It's right. Now, will it go below 36? Oh, no! 45. Which means, after 3 questions, Dave and Steve, you are through to the final 2-1. Richard.
That's unlucky, Claire and Rich. What would you have gone for the number of years he served as Chancellor?
11.
Do you think, in the end? 11 years. It was 10 years in the end. Would have seen you through if you had got 10. Would have scored 14 points. He was Chancellor the whole time Tony Blair was PM, essentially. The person he replaced as Prime Minister, that was Tony Blair, but it would have scored 82 points. And the first name he doesn't use, his real name is James Brown.
Ah.
Yeah,
Wow.
James Brown.
Wow.
There you go. So James would have scored you 5 points. Uses his middle name.
Thank you, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, Claire and Rich. Did you know any of those lower scoring answers in that one?
I did know his first name. It only came to me as you said it, so, you know.
And you knew My Fair Lady.
I know.
And you knew Phantom of the Opera, which only scored 2.
I know.
Claire.
I know.
OK,
I'm going
I
to
think, Rich, time for a bit of a pointless briefing, I think, before we see you next time. Meanwhile, thanks very much for playing. Thank you. But for Dave and Steve, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Dave and Steve, our 2 postmen. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy.
Thanks very much.
Or rather, you would have won our coveted pointless trophy. I'm afraid I tried to deliver it and you were out. So you're going to...
Push one of those cars.
Yeah, you're just going to have to turn up some depot in the middle of blooming nowhere. And you now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands, need I remind you, at £8,000. Well, head-to-head in your first show, through to the final in your second. I mean, this is how we do it. How are you feeling? Are you confident about this?
Well, you know, we've got as far as we like, you know. Well, obviously, the money would be nice.
OK, any particular category you'd really love to see up there?
Oh, that darts has got to come up, hasn't it?
Surely.
Surely.
Well, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. We haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will leave here with £8,000. Firstly, you've got to choose a category. You have a choice of 5 options, and they are playwrights, rock music, golf, fictional characters, art. I mean, art is in darts.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I think you can get rid of playwrights and probably art and fictional characters.
Yeah. How's your golf?
Not great, but it's probably better than your music. But
Yeah,
it's up to you.
well, we'll go for...
Do you want to go for golf?
We'll go for golf.
OK.
Yeah.
OK, we'll go for golf. Let's find out what that question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Ryder Cup captains as they could. Ryder Cup captains, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any man who's been named Ryder Cup captain for either team from when the competition became USA versus Europe in 1979 all the way through to the 2012 competition. Good luck.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £8,000 jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yep.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
Right.
I know Tony Jacklin and Bernard Gallagher.
Ben Crenshaw.
Ben Crenshaw, OK.
I know another American.
Was Curtis Strange, was he?
Curtis Strange was, yeah. Because he cried when they lost.
Yeah.
Bernard Gallagher.
Bernard Gallagher, I remember him. Sevy.
Sevy, but he'd be two.
Obviously Woosnam, Faldo.
Woosnam hasn't.
No.
Faldo
Montgomery.
Montgomery
Big
has.
Popular answer.
Yeah. I think Crenshaw's.
Crenshaw.
We'll go for Crenshaw.
Strange. Do you reckon?
Curtis Strange. Who was the other one you said first? Was that Strange?
Bernard Gallagher.
Curtis Strange.
Tony Jacklin, that's the only one.
Yeah, there's another American as well.
Tom Watson, did he?
Nicholas has, but...
Kite, was there a Kite?
Tom Kite has.
Tom Kite, has he?
Yeah, Tom Kite has, but there's another American I can't quite think of at the moment that's won the...
10 seconds left.
League, not league.
I don't know anymore. I'm pretty much out, I think. Calcavecchia?
No, he hasn't. No.
OK, your time is up. We were looking for Ryder Cup captains. I now need your 3 answers.
Ben Crenshaw.
Ben Crenshaw.
Curtis Strange.
Curtis Strange.
Curtis Strange.
Tom Kite, was it? No.
Tom Kite or Bernard Gallagher.
Bernard Gallagher. We'll go with
Bernard Gallagher.
Yeah.
OK, there are the 3 answers. Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Ben Crenshaw.
Ben Crenshaw, we'll put him last. Who's your least likely?
Probably Bernard Gallagher.
Bernard Gallagher we'll put first.
Yeah.
Let's put them up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Bernard Gallagher, Curtis Strange, and Ben Crenshaw. OK, so we were looking for Ryder Cup captains. You only need to find one pointless answer, remember, to win that £8,000 jackpot. Steve, what would you do with £8,000?
Well, I've recently got engaged, so...
Congratulations.
It would pay for a nice honeymoon.
Very good. Dave, how about you?
Oh, I might treat the wife to a new iron or ironing board.
Yeah, popular move, I imagine that would be.
But seriously, it would be a lovely holiday with the children and the wife.
OK, well, let's see. Your first answer is Bernard Gallagher. Let's see how many people said it. It has to be pointless if you're going to win that £8,000 jackpot. How many people said Bernard Gallagher? Absolutely right, Bernard Gallagher. Down it goes. If this goes all the way down to 0, you leave here with £8,000. Into the teens, into single figures, down it goes, still going, 4. 4. You weren't expecting that to be pointless, though, that one, really, were you? No, not a pointless answer. Curtis Strange was your next answer. Let's hope it's correct, obviously. Let's hope nobody said it. This for £8,000, Curtis Strange. OK, it's right. Bernard Gallagher took us down to 4. Curtis Strange. If he can take us all the way down to 0, you are leaving here with £8,000. Down it goes, still going down. Oh, 1. 1. OK. We're getting in the right sort of region, though, here. We really are. Also, Curtis Strange is a sort of name you remember.
It's a strange one.
Yeah, it's a strange name. Thank you. Ben Crenshaw, on the other hand, who's going to remember that? We have to hope that it is right. You have to hope it's going to be pointless. This is your last chance to win today's jackpot of £8,000. We're looking for Ryder Cup captains. Let's see if Ben Crenshaw's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Ben Crenshaw, good luck. OK, well, it's right. Bernard Gallagher took us down to 4. Curtis Strange took us right down to 1. Ben Crenshaw, if he can go down to 0, you leave here with £8,000. Still going. Oh, no!
Who was it?
One person. I'm so
Who
sorry.
was he?
I don't know. Or she.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important, pointless answer. I'm so sorry. 3 brilliant answers there. You do at least get to take home a pointless trophy each, so there we are. Richly deserved.
Unlucky, guys. Good category for you. And you nearly went with Tom Kite instead of Bernard Gallagher, didn't you? Would have scored 1 point as well.
Was Lanny Watkins pointless?
Tell you what, let's have a look at the pointless answers in a moment. There's a few more one-pointers. Corey Pavin, Paul Azinger, Mark James. We'll look at the pointless answers here. The more familiar ones are at the end of the list. Billy Casper and Dave Marr, who were the US captains in 79 and 81, both won. Dave Stockton, who brought the trophy back to the States in 91. Hal Sutton, you could have had. Lanny Watkins, absolutely, who was the captain in 1995. John Jacobs, the only European on that list. He was the losing captain in 79 and 81. A couple more big names as well. Ray Floyd and Tom Lehman as well, could have had them. Very well done if you said any of those at home. That is tough luck, guys.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Dave and Steve, but it's been great having you on the show. Thank you both so much. Brilliant contestants.
Thank you.
Great play. So, Dave and Steve didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £9,000. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.